Hi there, Science Apprentice. My name is Noemí Durán, and I want to welcome you to Creation Lab, your favorite program where we use experiments to learn from the Bible in a fun way. In this 10-video series, we will go over the week of creation and all of the wonderful things that God created for us on each day. Pay close attention, because 2 times a week, you will have a new video full of surprises, science, and fun. Some of the experiments that you will see in this program are dangerous, and you should not try to do them at home. We will mark them with this symbol. But don't worry, I'm going to show you a lot of amazing things that you can do, as long as you have permission from your parents or the adults who are in charge of you. For some of the experiments that we will mark with this other symbol, it will be necessary for an adult to be with you to help you with the difficult or dangerous steps. And no, it can't be your 12-year-old brother or sister, no matter how mature they are. Then God said, "Let there be a firmament, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And it was so. What is something that is invisible and all around us, but that we only notice when it's missing? On the second day of Creation Week, God created an element that, even though it's invisible, is essential for life. The Bible calls it a firmament, but we call it an atmosphere. The atmosphere is the gaseous layer that surrounds the Earth's surface. It contains very important gases like oxygen, carbon dioxide, and water vapor. You already know that oxygen is the gas that we need to be able to breathe, but it also has other functions as well. For example, it's the gas that makes things burn. Without oxygen, there's no fire. When we light a candle, the fire consumes oxygen from the air to stay lit. If we cover the candle with a glass, we limit the amount of oxygen available, and the candle goes out. When God created the atmosphere, He put each of the gases in the right amounts. Can you imagine what would happen if God had put in more oxygen than necessary? The atmosphere is 21% oxygen. For that reason, when we light a lighter, it produces a small flame. If the amount of oxygen were higher, when we light a lighter or a match, this would happen. There would be a lot of fires, and everything would be a disaster. The same thing happens with carbon dioxide. It's the gas that plants use to photosynthesize and grow, but it's also a greenhouse gas. So it has to be in very small amounts, because if there were too much of it, the planet would get hotter and hotter, and we would end up toasted. Oxygen and carbon dioxide are complementary gases. When we breathe, we take in oxygen and expel carbon dioxide. Plants in photosynthesis use carbon dioxide and expel oxygen. Oxygen lights the fire, and carbon dioxide puts it out. And that's what we're going to prove in our first experiment. We need vinegar, baking soda, a candle, and a glass. The first thing that we're going to do is light the candle. And now we're going to make carbon dioxide to put it out. A really easy way to make carbon dioxide is to mix vinegar with baking soda. We are going to put vinegar in this container, and then we're going to add a little bit of baking soda. Bubbling will occur. These bubbles are carbon dioxide. You have to be careful not to add too much, because the foam that forms could overflow from the container. The gas that is forming is carbon dioxide. And when it comes out of the container, it will put our candle out. What happened? Carbon dioxide is a heavy gas, and it tends to fall. When we let it fall over the lit candle, it moves the oxygen away, and that's why it goes out. The Earth's atmosphere is the place where clouds form, and all weather-related phenomena occur. Clouds are made up of small droplets of water, and our second experiment of today consists of making a cloud inside of a bottle. Are you up for it? You are going to need a glass bottle, alcohol, and a ball pump. We are going to make a cloud inside this bottle. We are going to make an alcohol cloud. We will use alcohol instead of water because it evaporates faster and we'll be able to see the process better. The first thing we're going to do is put a little bit of alcohol inside the bottle. We need it to be covered really well, so I put a little bit of tape around its cork stopper. And now, using the ball pump, we're going to poke through the cork stopper and put air into the bottle. We want to create a lot of pressure inside the bottle, so we will do this for a while. And now we're going to release it. There's our cloud. You might wonder what happened here. I'm sure at some point that you've heard the TV weatherman talking about low and high pressures. High pressures are related to good weather, and low pressures to storms. By putting air into the bottle with the pump, we increased the pressure. And when we took the cork out, we made the pressure drop suddenly. This caused the alcohol to condense into small droplets and form a cloud. What did we learn today? That God created the atmosphere on the second day of creation week. That God put gases into the air in their exact amounts for us to be able to live. That there are things like air that are very important even though we can't see them. When Jesus went to heaven, he sent the Holy Spirit to take care of us and help us. Although we can't see him, we know that he's always by our side. The wind blows where it wishes, and you hear the sound of it, but cannot tell where it comes from and where it goes. So is everyone who is born of the Spirit. And that's it for today's program. But remember, we're not done yet. A good scientist is never satisfied with just seeing how others do things. They have to try it for themselves. So now it's your turn to put on your lab coat, your safety glasses, and your gloves, and do the experiment at home. And don't forget to ask for permission and take all necessary precautions. See you next time.